Ladies and gentlemen, we have breaking news in the Justin Baldoni versus Blake Lively court case. A judge has ruled on the protective order. This is a big deal. So they go through all of that information. With respect to the confidential or attorney's eyes only portion of any discovery material,
he made it very clear that some of the things that Blake was afraid of coming out in court were not things that Wayfarer was actively pursuing.
Who won? Well, I think it's a bit.
Have you ever wondered how far a Hollywood icon would go to protect their deepest secrets? What started as a routine legal disagreement has now escalated into a full-blown industry storm. Behind closed doors, whispers are growing louder, and every move is being scrutinized by fans, insiders, and the media alike.
Given what we're looking at and what's happening and the backlash and everything else, I can't imagine Blake's celebrity friends are happy that it's got.
What started as a routine disagreement has spiraled into a headline-grabbing scandal, one laced with allegations of hush money, a gripping 180-page lawsuit, and rumors of a $100 million cover-up. At the epicenter stand Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, two stars whose unexpected clash has sent shockwaves through Hollywood. The controversy threatens to unravel the carefully crafted illusion of celebrity perfection, revealing the fractures hidden behind the spotlight. Once adored for her grace, charm, and seemingly flawless image, Blake now faces a high-stakes legal and public battle, one that could permanently reshape her reputation and expose the darker undercurrents of fame.
Seemed like she was very nervous about medical records being revealed, and it seemed very evident that her lawyers were instructed to ensure that her celebrity relationships, third party, all that stuff was.
Blake Lively has long enchanted audiences with her effortless charisma, earning a reputation as more than just a Hollywood star. She was seen as approachable, genuine, and refreshingly relatable. In contrast, Justin Baldoni cultivated an image built on optimism and purpose, often praised for his philanthropic efforts and motivational work, though some critics labeled his demeanor as toxic positivity. On the surface, both appeared to embody Hollywood's best qualities, until their worlds collided in an unexpected legal showdown. What began as a disagreement over a simple dance scene, something routine on any film set, quickly unraveled into a whirlwind of accusations and shocking revelations. According to reports, Blake's legal team insisted the scene carried a deeper, more personal significance, igniting a dispute that would spiral far beyond the confines of the set and into one of the industry's most talked about scandals.
Going to come through in the transcript that can be read now, but audibly, because we were able to call in to that hearing and listen to it, there did seem to be a lot of stress and a lot of tension, particularly when it came to
the allegations painted a troubling picture, suggesting that Blake Lively had been coerced into performing a dance scene that pushed her beyond her comfort zone. The public response was swift and intense, with many questioning whether Justin Baldoni, known for his positive persona and charitable image, had overstepped boundaries or fostered an environment where a colleague felt pressured or demeaned. However, when the footage finally surfaced, it told a very different story. The video captured Blake laughing, dancing freely, and radiating confidence, her expressions full of ease rather than discomfort. Her relaxed demeanor stood in stark contrast to the claims of coercion, prompting a wave of reassessment among fans, journalists, and industry insiders about what truly happened behind the scenes.
It's like nervously so from her team of how much that clearly was the most important thing.
It soon became apparent that Blake Lively appeared fully at ease during the dance scene, smiling, laughing, and clearly enjoying herself, effectively dismantling the narrative that it had been a distressing on-set ordeal. Industry observers and insiders began to question whether the lawsuit rested on exaggerations or even deliberate distortions. That revelation marked the first major crack in the story, but instead of retreating, Blake's legal team doubled down. They filed a sweeping 180-page complaint, an unusually long document in Hollywood, where legal filings are typically brief and to the point. This one read more like a dramatic screenplay than a standard lawsuit, filled with emotional language, striking details, and seemingly crafted for maximum media attention. Presiding Judge Lyman, known for his no-nonsense approach, reportedly noted that the case seemed to resemble a publicity campaign more than a straightforward legal matter. The complaint's elaborate presentation only deepened public curiosity and skepticism, fueling debate over whether this was truly a pursuit of justice or a calculated bid to control the narrative.
New articles come out sort of weaponizing the political ideologies that might be trying to dismantle beliefs involved in this.
Judges are no strangers to celebrity theatrics in the courtroom, but this case took spectacle to an entirely new level. What should have been a pursuit of justice increasingly appeared to be a calculated bid for publicity. Legal analysts poring over the 180-page filing noted that much of it relied on sweeping statements and loosely connected claims rather than concrete evidence. In most workplace or contract-related lawsuits, precision is key. Clear timelines, documented exchanges, and credible witnesses form the backbone of the argument. Here, however, those essential details were buried beneath layers of sensational phrasing and dramatic insinuations. The filing referenced text messages allegedly linking Baldoni to misconduct, yet failed to include a single direct quote. It even hinted at a wider Hollywood conspiracy, invoking big names without offering proof. To many observers, the document felt inflated and performative, crafted more to dominate headlines and stir public fascination than to build a solid, evidence-based case.
Arguments, I felt Friedman made the better.
The scandal reached its boiling point when rumors of hush money began to swirl, a development that instantly gripped the public's imagination. Whispers suggested that someone within Blake Lively's inner circle, possibly a representative or fixer, had floated an astounding $100 million offer to suppress certain documents and communications. Even by Hollywood standards, that figure was jaw-dropping, sparking feverish speculation about what secrets could possibly warrant such an extraordinary payout. The narrative soon expanded beyond Blake herself, drawing in Ryan Reynolds, who had until then remained on the sidelines. As her husband and one of the industry's most bankable stars, his proximity to the controversy fueled inevitable questions. How much did he know, and was he involved in shaping the response? Ryan, known for his humor and media savvy, maintained a public silence, while sources claimed his team worked behind the scenes to contain the fallout. The sense of urgency surrounding the couple grew, with some insiders suggesting that crisis management experts had been quietly brought in, a move not uncommon in high-stakes Hollywood scandals. But as the situation intensified, new names began to surface, adding layers of intrigue. Among them was Taylor Swift, reportedly a close friend of Blake and Ryan, whose name emerged in connection with alleged text messages tied to the case. Ordinarily, private exchanges between friends would draw little interest, but in the context of a lawsuit, even a casual message hinting at media influence could become explosive evidence. The mere suggestion that communications from a figure of Swift's stature might be exposed sent the entertainment world into overdrive. If Blake and Ryan were indeed scrambling to keep those messages from leaking, it only deepened public curiosity. What began as a legal dispute had now transformed into a sprawling Hollywood mystery, a tangled web of allegations, rumored cover-ups, and whispered betrayals that left fans, reporters, and insiders on edge, watching every development unfold like a real-life thriller.
Was calling both of them out. He was attempting to keep things being neutral, but there were definitely moments where Brian's arguments felt stronger than the other.
Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni's camp maintained a striking sense of calm, methodically dismantling inconsistencies in Blake Lively's version of events. Every time her narrative shifted or a new accusation surfaced, Baldoni's legal team was quick to highlight contradictions. Did her latest claim clash with the leaked footage everyone had seen?
Check.
Did her new statements contradict what she'd said under oath months earlier?
Check.
Each inconsistency made the case appear less like a pursuit of truth and more like a carefully orchestrated smokescreen. As the discrepancies piled up, even the media, once enthralled by the celebrity spectacle, began showing signs of skepticism. Some tabloids, usually quick to amplify sensational claims, reportedly refused to publish Blake's more explosive allegations due to lack of verification. That hesitation spoke volumes about the growing doubts surrounding her credibility. Inside the courtroom, Judge Lyman's patience was also wearing thin. Observers noted his concern over repeated attempts by Blake's legal team to file key materials under attorney's eyes-only restrictions, effectively shielding documents from public view and, at times, from opposing counsel. Such maneuvers, though legally permissible, raised eyebrows and intensified scrutiny. To many watching closely, it appeared that the harder Blake's side tried to control the narrative, the more fragile their case began to look.
I think we should have to present some of our text messages in discovery with our high-profile clients, that being Taylor Swift and whoever else. Some people say Bradley Cooper and whatever other friends of Blake Lively might get sucked.
This development sparked an inevitable question. If the sealed documents truly strengthened Blake Lively's case or proved her innocence, why keep them hidden? Typically, restricted filings are reserved for sensitive matters like trade secrets, private medical information, or classified materials, not the kind of evidence central to a public legal dispute. Yet, according to multiple insider accounts, the contents under seal appeared unrelated to any of those categories. Instead, many speculated that the move was a strategic attempt to conceal information that could be damaging or contradictory if revealed. The confusion deepened when Blake's team took an unexpected turn in their defense, portraying Justin Baldoni's trademark positivity as something potentially harmful. In a brief statement, they implied that his relentlessly upbeat demeanor created discomfort among colleagues, suggesting that cheerful emails or warm sign-offs could amount to workplace pressure. The claim left industry veterans and the public alike scratching their heads. In an industry long criticized for toxic behavior, power struggles, and on-set meltdowns, the notion that being too kind could qualify as misconduct struck many as bizarre. This abrupt shift in strategy seemed to mark a dramatic departure from the case's initial focus on coercion and harassment. To observers, it felt less like a legitimate legal argument and more like an attempt to muddy the waters, reframing Baldoni's positivity as a fault in order to divert attention from mounting inconsistencies in Lively's own narrative.
Public is entitled to see different court papers. Everything's supposed to be public, right? Freedom of Information Act is supposed to be public, but in certain cases like this.
Blake Lively's legal and PR teams increasingly began to project an air of desperation, appearing to hurl any accusation at Justin Baldoni that might resonate with the public. One of the strangest claims to surface accused Baldoni of orchestrating acts of kindness, such as giving clothing to homeless individuals on camera, purely for publicity. While some observers might interpret such behavior as performative, it was a far cry from the serious misconduct alleged at the start of the case. The shift from portraying him as predatory to simply insincere marked a clear change in tone, a scattershot approach suggesting that Lively's camp was testing different narratives to see which, if any, could stick. But the most damaging blow seemed to come not from her opponents, but from within her own public relations ranks. Leslie Dart, a high-profile crisis manager known for handling some of Hollywood's most complex controversies, reportedly began distancing herself from Blake's unfolding drama. In the entertainment world, when a powerhouse publicist quietly steps back, it sends a powerful message that the situation has become either unmanageable or reputationally hazardous. Publicists exist to shape stories and mitigate fallout, but they also protect their own credibility. Dart's alleged withdrawal hinted that even Hollywood's top spin doctors saw the case as spiraling beyond repair. Her retreat further weakened Blake's public image and cast serious doubt on the direction her team had taken, leaving the impression of a crisis no longer under control and a strategy collapsing under its own contradictions.